track, line 15, base turn approved behind that track, base turn approved behind that track, runway 27.
That elicited an from the airplane owner.
I'm Jason Miller, a full-time professional flight instructor. On the Finer Points channel, you can join me as I bring you tips and tricks that I've learned from 20 years on the flight line. Hello aviators, welcome back to the Finer Points. If you guys didn't know it, I've been working on a pinch hitter course with the SoCal Flying Monkey channel. Pinch hitter course in that Ginny, Eric's wife, needs to be able to take control of the airplane and have somewhat of a safe landing. It doesn't have to be perfect, but in the event Eric becomes incapacitated, Ginny, that's Poppin's flying monkey, is interested in learning how to keep the kids and herself safe, which is a totally legit concept. If you didn't see the first video I did, you can check it out here. It's linked below. Also, definitely go check out Eric's channel for each one of my videos. He's doing a video, and he's just an amazing editor. It's an awesome channel, and the way he tells the story is pretty epic. So you can go check it out there. But if you guys saw the first video, I learned that Ginny is terrified of airplanes.
I'm terrified.
It took you it took you several years to get comfortable in the plane, actually.
We kept it very, very vague in the first, session we were together, and we're only together for like 2 days the first time. And we kept it really sort of vague. I just wanted to get her comfortable. I wanted her to associate the airplane with prior life experience. Turns out we have a common experience, and it worked really well. That was riding horses.
This is like, remember when we were talking about, so pick up that right wing just a little bit, go ahead and do what it takes, like the horses eating grass. There you go, just like that. When we were talking about our completion standard for our first lesson, this was really it. Your ability to just sort of control the airplane here in cruise flight.
So it all worked great. Ginny came so far in 2 days. She was almost landing the airplane. She was feeling much more confident, but I realized from an instructor's perspective that there's no way we're ever going to get her to landing the airplane unless we got more specific about airspeed control. So for a second session, I went down to Southern California to their neck of the woods to hook up with Eric and Ginny from the SoCal Flying Monkey channel to try to get Ginny to get more specific about controlling her airspeed and ultimately landing the airplane. Do you remember what I mean when I say speed and angle of attack?
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and so I don't have my little miniature airplane with me, but if that's the wing, right, the slower we go, the bigger the angle.
Right.
Because those two things are the Indiana Jones example, right? Like they vary inversely to give us the same lift.
Right.
And so to land the airplane, what became obvious last time is to land the airplane, it can't just be like, ooh, we're going slower. Mm-hmm. You have to know, like, we're going 80. Or we're going 75. That's how much, and when I say we're going 75, that's how much air is flowing over the wing, right?
Okay.
And that's pretty much the speed we want, actually.
Is 80?
75.
Oh, 75?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was time to go flying. We took off, and as we're headed out over the valley, I was trying to get us out to the ocean where we would have smooth air to kind of review some of the concepts we worked on here in Northern California. And on the way out, it was turbulent. So it was a perfect opportunity to sort of put Ginny back in the saddle, remind her that she can, in fact, control the airplane, and start to get her comfortable with that.
Why don't you fly a little bit, Ginny? It'll be better in the bump.
That's what Eric said yesterday, and it was not better than the bump.
There you go. You got the plane.
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Just a horse.
136% of
Queen
maintain
bee.
5,000.
See how she's pitching up a little bit like that? So yeah, there you go. You just control it.
Why is she going that way?
And you control it just like a horse, right? If she's trying to eat grass, she's testing you.
Oh my God, I hate her. No, I don't hate her today. I love you. Be nice to me.
It's a bit like a boat today. With the reason she's behaving that way is just the air is moving, and so she's just like a boat riding those waves. Just think of it like fluid. The air is a fluid, and it's just moving around like water.
Oh my God.
Tell me if it gets to be too much, but I think this is good for you. Think about doing squats in the gym, right? Like this is just an exercise. Once we get out over the ocean, it'll be smooth and it'll feel like nothing because you did this. Let's just practice like this is gonna exercise. I'm taking you to the gym a little bit, okay? So it's gonna feel like it's gonna feel like a workout.
Okay.
Okay, so let's bring
That already did.
Yeah, good. That was good. That was a good icebreaker. Let's bring the power back in and accelerate. And this is just so push it in. If you're really wondering, you were at 19. It doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want to know, it's this top number. You were at 19 before. But whatever, any amount is fine.
Now I'm climbing.
Yeah, see what you just did with your right hand is good. Now you want to actually flatten the angle a little bit. And you can always use the trim. You don't have to ask me. Just go for it anytime you want to make your right hand life easier. Sweet. So it's getting smooth. All right, good. And so we're just going to practice some airspeed control. So let's slow down again. Remember, 95. You had something like 15 inches. So just pull it back to like 16 or so, and just change the angle. There you go. Good. You know what you're doing. You're doing great. Nice job. It doesn't have to be perfect. Ballpark is fine. There you go. And then back to outside where you're going to increase the angle now, just like Indiana Jones. As she slows down, you're trading that airspeed for angle of attack. Good. Well, let's head out over the water just a little bit. We're not going to go beyond gliding distance or anything, but a little bit of a left turn. Remember that when you turn, the lift is wanting to split. So there you go, a little back pressure. Perfect. Like that. So if I asked you, say, Ginny, turn left to a heading of south.
Oh, I mean, now I have no idea.
It's the big S.
Oh,
So
like why am I, because we're, okay.
Yep, you turn toward it. There you go. And then you roll out on south, which is also 180. Those are the same thing.
I'm surprised, I guess it is like riding a bicycle. I'm surprised that after not flying for 2 weeks, I feel like I'm ready to, like, face my scariest one, which is landing it. I feel so much more confident and comfortable than where I was when I started the process.
You know, I've said it before, Ginny has a ton of aptitude for this. The review is coming together so fast. She remembered a lot, and I seriously hope she continues forward with her flight training. But for the purposes of this second session together with her and getting her to land the airplane, I needed now to go to a long runway where we could just start flying pattern work, and I could put it into context to see just how far we had to go before we made that happen. You can see right here how she's going for the power, she's going for the trim. She's definitely feeling more comfortable in the airplane.
They're quite high, so you need to get some of that power out of there. Pull the power back a bit. There you go. Power back to get down there. You're going to need less power. Less power still, I think. There you go. Job. And we don't have to hit the very front of the runway either, right? It's a long runway, so. Careful with that nose coming up, right? That's your speed.
Oh my God.
Doing great. Right about here, just go power to idle, 2 hands on the yoke. Okay, so you want to arrest that descent, right? 2 hands if you need to. Watch me release it, and then pull again. So if we start to go up again, yeah, I just release it. I don't say push forward, I just release my pull, then we'll start sinking again, and then you resume the pull.
I gotta be honest, this is a huge instructional challenge. I'm used to having students for 20, 25 hours before we come anywhere close to this. And I'm also used to getting students to land the airplane, trying to get them to land it perfectly, not just safely, right? And what I realized here is that, you know, we have to handle this ballooning issue. If Ginny balloons the airplane in a landing and runs out of energy 20 or 25 feet off the ground, it's going to be a disaster. So at the end of day 1, I realized we have to get her to understand how to control a balloon, which might happen, you know, in flying. There's some things are science, but some things are art, and how fast and how far you pull in a flare is part of the art. And normally it takes 100 landings. So we're really trying to cram things in here, and I needed her to understand that. So going into day 2, that's where we started.
Oh my God, sorry.
Hold short runway 25 at Alpha, ready for departure.
I think one thing I can tell you about those oscillations is start the airplane in the right direction, but then just kind of stop it from going any further. If it goes that way, just sort of, it's little almost stabbing input.
Charlie Alpha, we'll be seeing the pattern.
And stopping it, you know what I mean? Little stabs at it like that.
I will do a left downwind departure over to Camarillo, 6 job.
It's my speed, so do I need to be going faster?
Yeah, a little faster would be good. So you can pitch down a little bit.
Runway 25.
Feeling a little high, you can pull some power out.
Hold short of 25 and insert 436 Charlie Alpha.
Looking good. Nice job.
463, Charlie Alpha,
A
correct?
long runway, so just be patient with her.
And tower, signal November Delta, do a left down.
Start to round out. We go wait for it now. So that's a balloon. Wait for it to sink again. And then pull again.
Base turn.
215, you'll call my base.
That was really close. That was 80%.
All right, we're getting there. That one was about 80% Ginny, but before we finished up these 2 days together, I really wanted her to feel a landing that was 100% her. So the next time around, this was the last landing we had, I got her set up on the approach, I brought her right up to the flare, and I let her take control.
576.
All right, why don't you practice the flare part of it? So not yet, but
following traffic on the opposite downwind.
Sort of like, yeah, kind of hold the nose up as we sink. You pull, release it,
Pipeline
then
15
pull,
has
pull,
serious
pull.
insight.
Pipeline 15, base turn approved behind that traffic runway 26.
That was all you.
Behind them, 26, clear to land. Pipeline 15.
Sorry, Eric.
Sorry, but I did it.
I was trying for it.
I know that was really clunky. I'm sorry, but
Oh, that's totally fine. It was just all three of the wheels at the same time, but it's all good.
But look, we're gonna walk away. We're gonna walk away from that.
For sure, yeah. That was what you said, Eric. That's a reusable landing.
That is my victory dance.
Sierra A 2 Alpha Bravo.
That elicited an oomph from the airplane owner.
Boom, there it is. Unbelievable. It wasn't perfect. You know, we got that reaction out of Eric, but it was safe. You know, people ask me sometimes, how do you know as an instructor, like when to step in? And that is a fine line. It just takes experience. In this case, I really wanted Ginny to feel what it was like to have 100% of the landing, and I knew we were on that line or close to it, but we were on the good side of it. So we took the hard landing. She got the experience. It's amazing how far she's come. Really 4 or 5 lessons, and she landed an airplane. So for our purposes here, she doesn't need to grease it, right? She could damage the nose gear. As long as she can walk away from this thing. And that's really part of the instructional challenge. I told her and Eric that, even though we've come this far and we've had that success, I don't want them to be disillusioned, and I don't want to, mislead any of you all. Ginny's got a lot of work to do here. There's a lot of things that can happen in the real world, crosswinds, turbulence, who knows. And so I'm strongly encouraging her to continue forward with flight training and really get it to where I would feel confident, knowing that she can handle almost any situation. But we've achieved the goal of getting her measurably closer to it, and also, arguably increasing her chances of walking away safely by a huge margin. So huge thanks to Eric. You have to go see his version of this. Go to the SoCal Flying Monkey channel, subscribe, watch his video. Huge thanks to them for bringing this project to me. Also, a huge thanks to the patrons. That support makes these videos possible, and to the sponsors. Remember that when you renew your AOPA membership, you should select Pilot Protection Services. Big thanks to you guys. Leave a comment below if there's a video that you'd like to see specifically, and we can work on making that for you. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that little alert bell so YouTube notifies you. Share far and wide with your friends, but most importantly, until next time, be safe and fly your best.